What do you believe is the most important thing to get right in order to keep viewers watching your streams for hours as opposed to just minutes or even seconds? Plain and simple, it's audio. If your audio is buzzing, annoying, or just simply doesn't sound good, you're driving your viewers away before they get to even know you. And this is costing you major growth on your channel and holding back your career. But audio is so complicated to get right. There's so many variables and factors that go into it. That's why today we're gonna simplify things and make sure you guys get rid of your audio problems forever with as little effort as possible. Hello my friends, my name is Justin. I've been streaming on Twitch and recording YouTube videos since 2019, and I've gone through every audio struggle imaginable. I've likely lost countless viewers, subscribers, and opportunities to meet cool people because they were driven away by my poor audio so quickly. That's why I want to make sure this doesn't happen to you. In this video, we're going to keep these complicated audio terms simple and easy to understand. And I'm going to show you guys how I did a setup to make audio simple so you don't have to go back and post-process and do all these complicated things because your time is valuable. I've watched hundreds of videos on YouTube, from reviews to tips to technical jargon, and it's so complicated, but we're gonna just simplify it all and make your life even easier. I don't know about you, but I've invested way too much money in audio solutions that don't work, take way too much post-processing time, or drain my computer of resources without being consistent. It's important to know that there are two kinds of microphones that streamers generally use. The first is a USB mic, and the second is an XLR mic. And it can be pretty confusing as to how to set up the XLR, so we're going to talk about that as well. The first mic I use, like most people, is a USB mic because it's cheap, it's easy, and it doesn't take too much technical knowledge to set up. I think if you just define it in simple terms though, XLRs can be just as simple when you know what you're doing. So I'm going to show you a comparison in this video of the audio quality, and you'll be able to hear it for yourself. Now, I tried to solve my USB mic sound problems using audio software like Adobe Audition, but it just turned out to be too complicated. I had to set up all kinds of effects, stream my mic through it with a virtual cable, and there was so much confusion. And in the end, it desynced my video and my audio inconsistently. One day it would be 1 second apart, the next day it would be 2 seconds, sometimes midstream it would switch, and this was the terrible result. What's going on, everybody? This is Justin. Welcome to the very first ever Minecraft stream. I had so many effects and gates and different processes going that it was overloading my computer, and it was impossible to sync things up even with an audio delay. The software is being run at an inconsistent rate. It doesn't work. It's not even meant to work with streaming usually. Those things are usually for post-editing videos. But even if you're just posting YouTube videos, that's so much extra work as opposed to just getting a good microphone that does all the work for you. I ended up investing hundreds of dollars in small little technical microphones that ran through Bluetooth or through little cords, but they also had massive problems working well with my computer. The Bluetooth would cut off and I'd be left with no audio, or the batteries would die, and the sound quality really wasn't even that great. So I don't know how much money I went through, but way too much, until I found this solution. I ended up being so fed up with my audio problems that I started watching a ton of YouTube videos, especially from this channel called Podcastage, which I'll link down in the description, to the point where I became somewhat of an audio aficionado with all the technical terms and jargon in mind. And what I came to realize is that USB microphones are actually very limited and can only transmit certain kinds of sound that will never get anywhere near an XLR microphone's level. Some people might disagree with that, but if you want really buttery smooth audio, you need to go with an XLR microphone. But I couldn't quite justify the extra price tag that came with it. Luckily, I had a good friend who told me about a cheap microphone and his audio sounded good. He recommended that I got the Shure SM58 microphone, but I just couldn't quite pull the trigger because it didn't quite sound what I wanted it to sound like. Even though it's the one that singers use and is the most popular performance mic in the world, I was still hesitant to pick it up for a moment. Which is good because I ended up finding an even better microphone, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. First, we need to talk about the major difference between a USB and an XLR mic. A USB mic you can just plug into your computer and speak into it once the drivers are installed, but an XLR mic requires processing through a box called an audio interface. The audio interface needs to boost your mic 50 to 70 decibels because the signal transmitted by an XLR mic is extremely weak, yet very high quality. With this boost, it goes into your computer and you can get that buttery smooth audio if you have your settings set up right. Which leads to my first secret weapon. Like anything that you buy for your stream, there are many varieties of audio interfaces. The best one by far, which is also the most popular one, is the Go XLR and the Go XLR Mini. This little powerhouse gives you all the boost you need to use the XLR mic with your computer and with decibels to spare. Not only that, but it'll also allow you to set up a noise gate which blocks background noise in your room and saves you from needing to do so much post-production work, which is the most time-consuming part of editing videos. Yet an audio interface is so much more than that. The sliders on the interface allow you to control different audio sources on your computer, to mute certain sources or to change their volume higher or lower in a matter of a split second. There's also a sneeze button, which you hold down temporarily to mute your audio when there's a loud sound that you need to block. And there's also a bleep button in case you want to be funny or censor yourself. If that wasn't enough, this thing is fully customizable with a range of beautiful colors and schemes, and all the fancy sound polishing software is inside of it. So your computer doesn't have to do that and waste processing power, which would drain your resources, and you'll never have to worry about your audio syncing up to your video again. The full version of the Go XLR comes with the voice changing functions, electronic sliders, and a few other bells and whistles that you won't see on the miniature version, but it will set you back about $500. The mini version lacks the voice changing stuff, but comes in a miniature package with all the power that you need to process your audio and make it sound perfect for half the price at just $250. Not a bad deal considering how many hours you'll save, and not to mention the stress you won't have to suffer. The coolest thing about the Go XLR is that you don't even need an XLR mic to use it. You can plug a USB mic into the back if you haven't bought that XLR mic yet, and it will significantly improve your audio. Not to mention the functions like muting, which will make your life far easier and better on stream. If you made it this far in this video, first of all, you're amazing. Consider hitting that sub button and checking out my Twitch as well. Link is in the description below. You can also pause the video right now for a second to answer the question of the day, which is, what mic are you currently using and what mic would you like to use? After you answer the question, come back up and let's see if I can change your mind with my second and even more secret weapon. Okay, I'll wait for you. Back? Oh, okay. Time to unveil it then. Here we go. While the Go XLR really is not that much of a secret, the microphone that I'm recommending, which is the one you've heard throughout this video, is a secret to the streaming community. I happened to find this microphone after watching a ton of YouTube videos and happening to come across a little 6-minute video by Podcastage, link in the description below, which praised this microphone and went through all the technical jargon about the features. but nowhere else have I ever seen or heard of this microphone before. This microphone is the younger, better, more beautiful version of the $100 Shure SM58 microphone, which was recommended to me by my friend and used by nearly every musician everywhere. It is called the Shure Beta 58A, and it is the best kept secret in audio that I've ever stumbled across. Coming in at a completely reasonable $159, this mic is perfectly built for streamers, despite very few streamers ever having come across it at all. What makes this microphone superior to the competition? Nearly everything. In technical jargon, it has a super cardioid sound pattern, which means it rejects noise behind it to the left and to the right, which makes the less background noise in your stream. It also does a good job of rejecting clicking noises such as typing or mouse clicking or controller clicking, but it still picks up voices very well. This is also a handheld microphone, which means it's solid, really solid. This thing is nearly unbreakable, and unlike most XLR mics, which are really fragile, because it's handheld, it is also very bump resistant. Most XLR mics would pick up huge noises if you bumped the mic stand or the desk that it's on, but not the Shure Beta 58A. It's almost unnoticeable due to its design. It's also a mic that you speak into from the top, which looks much better on stream and allows more maneuverability. It also picks up sound much better than its cousin, the SM7B, which means you can get a little further away. The SM7B, you have to be right on top of it whenever you're talking. But this one you can get away with having a little more distance, which streamers always like. Finally, it beats out its brother, the original SM58, because of its vocal boost function. If you're looking to record instruments, the original SM58 is better. But if you're looking for vocals, the SM58 Beta A is far its superior. It has a feature called Vocal Presence Boost, which makes your vocals sound boosted, more full, and warm. If you buy these two things together on Amazon, the mic and the Go XLR, it's going to set you back about $400, but make sure you pick up a good XLR cable so that it can block out any electrical interference from your computer or other electronics. Otherwise, you're going to have more audio problems. If you don't have the $450 for the whole setup, start by getting the $250 Go XLR Mini, and then save up for the others with the new subs you'll get from your amazing audio upgrade. Remember to flick the like switch on your way out. Have an amazing day. Happy streaming, and God bless.